It's December 2018. YouTube Rewind is about to drop. The deadline is coming soon. The goal: get 20 platinum trophies in 1 year. One higher than the last year. It's a goal I've always tried to do, but at the end of the year draws close. I was running out of time. So what could I do? Start playing a bunch of really quick games. Now, that's unfair to say, because what I wanted to do is I legitimately wanted to give the Order 1886 a try. It's one of the games you always hear about as one of the PS4 launch titles that did not go well. It was criticized for being more of a movie than an actual game, and just not a good overall experience, which was bumming. Looking at the game is bloody beautiful, as you can see on screen now. It is a gorgeous game, but it has a pretty high reputation of being pretty awful, and that's why this is the one I wanted to give a chance. Most of the games I play because I genuinely have a base curiosity about. It's something that seems like, oh, that would look pretty interesting. This game was not the case. I heard that this game was bad and awful and it wasn't all that interesting, but it was something that could be really quick and easily done. So naturally I got curious and I was like, alright, you say it's a quick platinum, you say it's an easy platinum, let me see what this game actually entails. I booted up, started playing, started watching what you saw now, and it was like, this is gonna be a ride, holy damn. Unfortunately, it's not. It's not nearly as good as this opening cutscene would indicate it being, but that's still not to say that it's a bad game. It has interesting story beats, things that I wish would have been fleshed out more, but just never get there. Some of the biggest draws to the game are the more mythical elements. However, that's not really what this game is about. It's more about a natural rebellion against going up against these orders of chaos and whatnot. Against the order and against the government. Rebellion and chaos. What it means to be a loyalist and what it means to fight for your own freedoms. And it is one of the things that I wish the game would have done better. And it just doesn't, unfortunately. So, let's talk about the trophies, like the show is apart, and do the tale of the hunts. Most of the game, the entire trophy list can be done in one playthrough, which is kind of nice. And it has a chapter select, so even if you do miss one of the collectibles that are in the game, you can always go through and pick up whatever you missed. A lot of the all except for one type of collectible gives you a flashing indicator saying, hey, this is what you got, this is something you can go interact with, and it's really easy to find and pick up. The photographs, however, don't do that. And this game has some things that are just annoying. As far as having a tablet selected, you can go through and pick up all the items. Great. Awesome. However, there is no way of tracking what collectibles you already have other than just your memory of what you've already picked up. And so can I. Which is kind of unfortunate. While most games kind of go all in or don't do either, this game kind of does both, and it's weird. It doesn't make sense to do a chapter select on the game, and yet that's what we still are offered. So it's uncomfortable to say the least. With that, with all that being said, it's a pretty good deal. you have some of your standard trophies, almost very much alike to an Uncharted game where it's like, hey, kill everyone with kill everyone with every kill someone with every type of weapon, get 40 kills with a specific weapon, get and those type of things. Usually done by a little bit of grinding at each of the combat areas, which can be restarted to do at a restart checkpoint to continually grind them out, which is what I did. There's only one trophy that is going to give you any trouble at all, but once you realize that most of the combat areas are scripted, you'll find that it's pretty easy all the same. And for shooting a grenade out of the sky while using the Deadeye, or the Dark Water ability. Dark Water ability is more of like a High Noon Deadeye McCree type of scenario, where you get to instantly zoom in and basically get headshots off people. It's pretty quick and easy to do, and it's not going to give you that much trouble, which is great. Aside from that, all the other trophies are pretty easy just to grind out and then pick up along the way, and none of them are really memorable. That's the other thing, is if it wasn't for the fact that I really wanted to give this game a chance, and for the fact that I, with Season 2, started reviewing games on the show as well as just telling the story, I would not be talking about this game. 90% of what you have to do is very forgettable. The plot twists are really interesting, and I think that's one of the saving graces. And you can tell that they was going to try to do a sequel, however, they just never got the chance to do it with how poor the reception was. The writing is good, however, it doesn't fit the medium of video games. It's very much a movie instead. It's very much a playable movie and not a game. And while I do say that, I don't mean in a Quantum Dream-like way. Well, oh, like everything is whatever. No, that there are long cutscenes in this game where you have no control over anything. Paired with the Quantum Dream-esque way of playing the game, there are just things that don't feel like they belong in a video game and they belong in a movie. Which I was desperately trying to not make that comparison. I was like, oh, well, maybe I can move the camera around. Because I didn't want people to be right, essentially, when I play this game. Because I wanted to give this game the chance that I felt it deserved. After all, it was a launch title for the PS4, and this game got people hyped as shit. However, this is one of the few times that, unfortunately, the crowd of sheeple were correct. The other thing that really bothers me about this game is that they have all the possibility there. They have a Jack the spoilers for like a 5-year-old game. They have a Jack the Ripper cameo that comes in that's really interesting and unique in how they did it. There's the inclusion of a possible vampire storyline, which was really cool, and I wish they would have followed that more rather than setting it up by sequel bait. And there is a genuine connection that you get with some of the characters. Not the characters that I think they expect you to have this genuine connection with, but connections nonetheless. And it's a really fun time. The one of the things I did struggle with in this game was the stealth sections. What are my mouth sounds making? Oh, the stealth sections. There are only like 2 of these in the entire game, and there's a trophy for doing for taking out 7 enemies stealthily, which isn't hard at all. But it does show that the game did try to do some new shit, and it wasn't just going for the paint by the numbers-esque, oh, you tried type thing, which I feel is the best I can kind of say when it comes to these platinums. This platinum. all in all, it's not. I don't think it's a game you should pass up. I think it's definitely something that you should experience and be a part of. However, recognize that it's much less of a game and much more of a movie that you get to control every now and then. And for a quick and easy platinum, I highly recommend it. It's something that I got done, I think, in like 3 days, I believe, that's the time gap. Which wasn't bad at all. It has ample time to give you, it gives you ample time for quick time events and all that stuff. So, it's a pretty easy, it's an easy game to play. Something that if you're more into, well, video games don't have good stories, it's definitely something I would recommend showing off. It's definitely a game that, like, if you're trying to convince people that storytelling is a thing that happens in video games, this is what I would show them. I would not say that this is the best examples of those things, because it is definitely not that either. But, oh, I died. I was too busy talking to you guys that I died. It's definitely something. There's like, no, video games can be toast. It doesn't take too much of your time or require too much effort to go through. And if you're looking for a quick and easy platinum, that's not something like My Name is Mayo or something that makes other people look at you and say, oh, this is why trophy hunters are in real games. I have hiccups and grossness. It is a game that would fill that category. It's not something that you have to play. It's not something that you have to play, and it's a one-of-a-kind experience, but it is something that I highly recommend you playing, especially if you want to give your numbers a quick boost without going into full shame territory. That being said, I'm going to show you guys the Platinum Trophy. I'm going to get out of here, and I will give you my rating in a moment. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you on the flip side. Alrighty, so this is the Platinum Trophy. It's called The Grail. It's a reference to a story beat that happened in game. I could not tell you what it is, and while the game itself isn't that cringeworthy to have on your profile, it is a game that a lot of trophy hunters, if they're in the know, they're in the know. So this, I'm giving my official rating of acknowledge it. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye bye.